Hey YouTube, it's AYT. It's been like a couple of weeks since my last video. It's a deck. I'm gonna update my Fabled deck again. Also give up sort of my day at the YCS Atlanta. I did not enter the tournament as I wasn't gonna use my Fabled deck this time to go around. I just spent most of the day around the dual terminal trying to get most of the pieces for most of the dual terminal version for the deck. It succeeded for the most part. I spent like $21 on the dual terminal. I ended up pulling Allied Justice, Decisive Armor, and Fabled Leviathan as the two big pools of my time at the dual terminal. Anyway, I don't really have much to say about the YCS except that was probably the most fun I've had playing around Yu-Gi-Oh! Period. No, that was the most fun I had period in the last few months, and I had lots of fun going to that YCS, and I got most of the cards I wanted. And so I'm just here to give you a deck update, and yeah. First I'll start with the main deck as usual. First card is Gorz. You know, my staple. Too Tricky, the Combo Master. 3 Fabled Grimro. Basically standard. Fabled Urustos. I use one of him for now. Testing him out, but he seems pretty good since your hand is going to run out often enough. You should have two less cards in your opponent most of the time. 1 Fabled Gallabas still puts in work. 3 Fabled Kushano. Of course, the main purpose of my deck is to abuse the heck out of him. Use great card, combos of Lurrie and Krus. For now I have 2 Krus. I did a trade on Pojo, so I'm getting the third one this week, so I'm probably going to do a quick update later this week once I get the third one. And once I get my Solemn Warning, because I'm supposed to get a Solemn Warning this week from a trade on Pojo as well. So I'll have 3 Krus when I get my third one. Of course, the next heartbeat of this deck. When it's discarded, you special summon level 4 lower Fabled monster from the grave to accept this card. Meaning, if set itself, when it gets sent to the graveyard, not Fabled Krus itself. So that means if you have 2 in the graveyard, you can summon the other Fabled Krus if you want to. I play 1 Fabled Miztoji. That's what I think it's called. What he does is you can send him from your hand to the graveyard to make 1 Fabled monster on your side of the field tuner. And he's a tuner himself at level 2. He's iffy, but I sort of like him because he's not bad for a level 2 tuner. And he can turn Urustos, Gallabas, and Grimro into tuners. And Lurrie, if I needed a different level tuner at that point. 2 Fabled Lurrie. The usual reason for that. Still 1 the Fabled Rubyruda. Is mainly in there just to combine with Summoner Monk, which is the next card I'm going to show you. I've seen a couple of people complain about using him. For now, I'm going to continue using him because I really like using Summoner Monk in this deck, and that's level 4 tuners of Kapow. And it gives me a reason to play Dark-End Dragon, which I really like Dark-End Dragon as a card itself. 2 Snowman Eaters, I'm still teching him because he's just really good right now. 1 Morphing Jar. For spells, 3 Dark World Dealings. You know, the usual draw a card, discard a card, get Krus, discard Krus, Lurrie, you know the deal. Monster Born and Darko, of course. 2 Pyrus still. Giant Trunade. 2 Mystical Space Typhoon. Mind Control. I'm thinking about putting the card destruction in this deck at some point, but I don't know when yet. I just have to find room for it. 2 traps, 2 phase, wind blast, of course. I'm probably gonna go up to 3, more than likely. I don't know though. 2 Bottomless trap hole. Hopefully I have a solid morning to go with these traps this week. 172 is the Bandit. Trap Stun. Mirror Force, Solemn Judgement, and Torrential Tribute. That's the main deck. For the extra deck, this has become really tight now because it's packed. I mean, I still have a couple other synchronizers I'm playing, and it's just sort of packed right now, so I'm working on the balance. Anyway, I run 1 Fabled Leviathan. I'm working on trying to get a second one for my friend, because he got one at the YCS 2. I'm thinking about using 2 of them. I don't know. He's great. He's 3,000 tap for beat stick, and when he's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, I get 3 Fabled monsters back to my hand. He's great, and it doesn't have to be by your opponent, which makes him even better. Wurm, of course. Chimeratech, Fortress Dragon. 3 Fabled Valkyrus. I'm gonna run 3 until I get my Ragin. But I'll explain that later on. Like soon enough. But yeah. 1 Darkian Dragon. Stardust Dragon. Chaos King Archfiend. Black Rose Dragon. Ancient Sacred Wyvern. Iron Chain and Dewloren. I don't have Broniac or Goyo anymore. I'm going to work on trying to get them, but right now these are what I got to use. And I'll explain the combo with Dewloren if I think I have time after this. 1 Fabled Ragin. I'm going to run 2. In the same trade, I'm getting my 3rd Krus. I'm getting a 2nd Ragin. So I'm going to run 2 Ragin, and that Ragin is probably going to take the place of one of the Valkyries. Then I'll just Catastrophe. Side deck is just a quick skim through. I'm going to try to fit a 2nd Heroes Rule, number 2 in it, but 2 Cyber Dragon, 2 DD Crow, 2 No Man Crossout, Starlight Road, Heroes Rule number 2, 2nd 7 Tools, 2 Chivalry, 2 Divine Wrath, and 2 Iron Imperial Iron Wall. Alright, I'm just going to explain one card in particular that I have had questioned, and that's Dewloren. He seems sort of not that great when you think about it, but then I figured out a great combo with him to give him basically infinite power, and also certain cards you have in your hand at the same time. It's crazy. Alright, let's start off with this basic one, the Tricky and Lurrie. Alright, once you sync for him with most of the time for me it's just Kushano and Snowman Eater. Basically, you discard Lurrie, special summon him, Lurrie gets something to the field. Use his effect, 3,000 tap point monster, then you do that again. So now you got 3,000 tap point monster, 2,000 tap point monster at the same time, turn 1. That's the first simple one. Both of ones I'm going to show are fairly simple. Well, really simple. Alright, get him to the field. by using Kushano, discard Lure to add Kushano to your hand. Then return that, like so. That's a simple one, just to give it extra 500 tap point. And pretty much that's all. That's the deck right now. Leave comments, subscribe. Y'all know me by now. AYT and the hunGRYninJAZ. For all y'all that still watch the videos, thank you for your support. And I'll come up with a deck update later on this week, depending on what happens this week as far as those online trades. I'm out. Peace.